On a completely unrelated thought, does anybody still watch Vanos Gaming anymore? Shit. What's good, YouTube? This is a story time on my first time being arrested. Now, I'm just gonna get right into this. Now, technically, I did not really get arrested. It was more like detained because I never got brought down to a police station. Since I was young, I never even got put in cuffs, my bad. But I basically, so we broke into this building. It was me and my friend. Now, for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna call him Frankie. Now, me and my boy Frankie, we've been cool for a while. Like, we pretty much, most of the time that I spent at my house, which was a couple years, I've been living at this house for at least a few years, we have been best friends for, and we've done pretty much everything together. Like, we have seen some creepy things, like some stuff that I swear to this day was like paranormal related. But enough of that. We're best friends. That's all you need to know. But there was this building right on 28th, and right next to O'Reilly. It was abandoned. Now, we decided, it's just sitting there abandoned. There's a weak spot in one of the windows. So we went around to the side of the building this one day, and there was just a few wooden boards blocking one of the windows. So we easily kicked them in, and then we jumped through the building, and it was pretty cool on the inside. Like, it was dark, but it was cool. Like, to this day, I can say if I wouldn't have gotten caught there, that would be like the ultimate like hangout or smoke spot. Like, it was like one of the dopest places that we have found, especially during that time. That was one of the more interesting things we did around that time. But anyways, we thought it was cool, so I decided I was going to go back tomorrow since we were going to leave early because we didn't want to spend too long in there, especially after we just kicked the door in. Well, apparently earlier that same day, Frankie went back and found out that one of the doors, it wasn't locked like it was supposed to, so he just left it cracked open. So the next day, we just walked in through the door, and it was cool that way. We hung out there for a little bit, and we were set. I wanted to make that like an actual hangout spot, and he was just like, getting kind of bored here, but alright. So we went back the next day. Now, this is when we were pushing our luck. As soon as we walked in, we were showing another friend of mine this spot that we found. Now, we're gonna call him Franklin. Now, he was the shorter one out of the group, but he's really observant, and I found this one out the hard way, and you're gonna hear why. Now, we didn't know why, but he was just freaking out. He's like, dude, we really shouldn't go in there. And we were like, you know what, fine, we're just gonna go in there. We're gonna hang out a little bit, see if we can find anything, we want to take, or we're just gonna screw around a little bit, and then we'll be back out. He's like, alright, just be quick. Well, he didn't mention that the reason he didn't go in was because he spotted somebody on the front porch a few houses down watching us. Now, because of this, he sat outside the building. Now, me and Frankie were in there. Like, Frankie was making a ruckus. He didn't care. Like, he was whacking stuff with pipes, and I was just sitting there on one of the desks chilling. Now, I looked out the window during this time, and I seen a cop a little bit up the road, and I'm like, hey, we should dip, there's cops nearby. And he's like, nah, we're good. And they're getting closer, and I'm like, Alright, well, they're getting closer. Like, I think we should really start heading out. He's like, nah, we're fine. They turn into the parking lot, and then I'm like, dude, they're about to pull up. We should go. He's like, dude, quit freaking out. And I'm like, they're literally in the parking lot. And then as they pulled in right next to the building and stopped, he looked out, and then he was like, oh shit, maybe we should go. It took me so long to convince him we should go. Now, Frankie's not an athletic kid. He's fun to hang out with, and he can keep up. Like, he's that one friend that can keep up on a bike, but he's just not athletic. Like, other than that, he can't do much. Now, I can't remember why or how, but he hurt his leg previously, like a month before. So, we needed to get out through the window because the way that the cops parked, they were right next to the door we walked through. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently they, already got one of our friends in the back of the car. Now, I wanted to be the nice friend, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just dipped, but I could have avoided all this mess, but I wanted to be the nice friend. And since he wouldn't have been able to make it out through the window, since it's, a pretty big climb up through the window, and then we would have to run, he can't do it with his legs, so I lifted him up and pushed him out the window. Now, he's taking a sweet-ass time. Like, he turns around, and then he slowly scoots through the window. Like, it took him over 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden, I hear tapping behind me, and I turn around, and the glass window that I seen the cops pull up right next to, I just see a cop staring at me with, like, just the expression of, you guys are dumbasses. And he was just tapping on the window and looking at me with that smile, waving, and then I'm like, fuck, it's too late. And then as soon as Frankie gets through the window, he starts to run, and it was funny too. He was wearing this basketball shorts. He's a tall, very skinny white kid too, so he had like chicken legs, and he had a giant water bottle he was running with too. And on top of his hurt leg, he was running with a limp, so he looked funny. And I just watched him run. And then all of a sudden, I hear the cops run. Like, I see the cops start to run up behind him. And they're like, hey, stop, stop, stop. And then he stopped and complied with the cops, which thank God, because he would not have been able to run. Like, he would have gotten us in so much trouble if he would have ran, because he wouldn't have been able to make it. We would have just got in trouble for nothing. Now, cops put us on the outside entrance where we got in, and they searched us. They're like, okay, you guys got anything? Now, since you guys, are younger, we're just gonna, we're gonna make a report of the incident. We're gonna write down your names, get all your information in case the people want to press charges for any damages you did in there. And, they searched us, took down our names and stuff, and then they were driving us back to our houses, which we lived a street away. We were all on the same street. Now, my two friends in the back were freaking out like, dude, my parents are gonna kill me. And I was just in the back, like, laughing, making jokes and stuff. And then everybody, including the cop, was just like, what's so funny? Like, and then I just straight up said, like, okay, for real, if I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna enjoy it, because there's no point in me crying over about getting in trouble and making myself feel more bad when I could just at least laugh and just have at least a fun time before I get in trouble, which that's exactly what I did. And man, I wish, like, I can't even put into words the look on my mom's face when they finally pulled up to my house and explained to her what happened. Now, I didn't tell you this, but for a bit of context, she left, like, to go to the store, like, 5 minutes ago. We went to the building, got the cops called, and then as soon as she got home, like, she was just getting out of the car, too, a cop car pulls up, and then see a cop bringing her son out of the back of the car and explains that we broke into a building. She was beyond pissed. Like, she was yelling, like, I left for 5 fucking minutes, and you managed to get yourself arrested. And I basically got grounded for about a month. My friend, he wasn't in the best living condition, so he got grounded for a while longer. My friend down the street, since he didn't really do anything, he didn't enter the building, he was just associated with us. He got grounded for like a few days. He was fine. He was the only one that really got away with anything, but me and my boy Frankie, we were in trouble for a while, and that's basically the end of this story. The time that I first got arrested or detained, whatever.